Today. I hope you're doing well, ladies. I hope you're doing well. We're just waiting for our Facebook family to get online as usual. Our message today is going to be 3 rules to build a skyscraper, and I'm really excited to share this with you. These are really positive rules if you think about them, and you can really apply them to life. So we're going to show you how to properly build that skyscraper of your life. Here we almost go. There we go. All right. Alright, so welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Facebook, YouTube, everybody who's here. I appreciate you being here. Thank you very much. So we're going to go right into it. We're going to talk about the 3 ways to build a skyscraper. Now, why a skyscraper? Because skyscrapers are monumental. They're massive. When you see a skyscraper, you cannot miss it. You understand that the skyscraper is there for a reason, and it's there, and it serves its purpose, and it's monumentous, and it's a big building, and everything else. Skyscrapers are huge, right? And your dreams should be huge. So everything I'm talking about when I talk about a skyscraper, apply it to your dreams. And we'll kind of tie it in, but you'll kind of see where I'm going. So rule number 1, to build a skyscraper, you cannot build a skyscraper by accident. You will never build something big enough to scrape the sky. A skyscraper big enough to scrape the sky by accident. This is something you're going to have to plan for. You're going to have to put a little bit of planning and thought behind it to build a skyscraper, okay? So if you want a skyscraper, if you have dreams, put a little bit of planning behind it, because you'll never be able to get it as tall as you want it unless you're mapping it out, unless you're getting the right specs, unless you're creating the right structure, whether you're creating the right base, whether you're creating and utilizing the right measurements. You'll never be able to reach a skyscraper if you're not putting in the work. And that goes to part number 2. Part number 2 is, to create a skyscraper, you can no longer build, let me rephrase that. To have a skyscraper, you have to build deep. Now, what do I mean by that? I'm not meaning something freaky or nothing like that, but I want you to think about it like this. If a skyscraper didn't have a deep base that went into the ground, where they dug up the ground and they made it the ground where it was deep, they just drove through it, right? If they didn't do that, anytime any weather comes around and hits the skyscraper, it's going to topple over. You know what I'm saying? So for a skyscraper to work properly, every skyscraper must have a strong base. Now, how do you create a strong base? If we're talking about the skyscraper being your dreams, you got to put the right things in your mind. You got to put the right people in your life. You have to do the right things to bring in all the proper pieces that fit together so that you are driving deep before you drive up. You have to build your foundation. You have to change your mentality. You will never be able to have that old mentality if you want to build a skyscraper. You got to have a different mentality. You're only going to be able to build what you have. Okay? So if you want a skyscraper, make sure you're digging deep to give yourself a strong base and to root yourself in the ground so that you can make it as high as you want it without your building fluctuating and moving in the weather and falling down to the ground and crushing a lot of things. Okay? So, 1, you have to, well, I forgot it. First things first, you've got to plan for your skyscraper. You got to plan for your dreams. Second, you got to dig deep for your dreams and your skyscraper. You got to put in the work and the effort to make sure that your skyscraper is going to stand. Now, the third thing you need to do for a skyscraper is that every single one of us, based on who we are and what life we have right now, has a house on their land. Now, the house is based on all the things that you've had before, and you've built this house to be what it is right now. Okay? Based on previous experiences, based on what you want, based on your job now, based on your friends now, you built this house. Now, the problem with this is that you will never be able to utilize this land with the house on it if you want to build a skyscraper. The only way to build a skyscraper on the land that you currently have is you have to knock the house down. You have to go down to the studs and rebuild. Now, it's not going to be comfortable, no. But what you're building is something more. You're building something bigger. Like I said, you have to plan for a skyscraper. So that means that you got to plan to dig deep. See, that's 1 and 2, they're together. You got to plan to dig deep to raise your building up, right? But if there's a house on your land with a little basement in it or crawl space, do you believe that little basement that you currently have supporting your house, or that crawl space supporting your house, or the framework supporting your house will support a skyscraper? The answer to that is no. The only way for you to get to that next level, to build your skyscraper up, to find your dreams, is to knock down what you have right now. Now, why do I say that? Because right now you're basing all the things that you have without doing some studying and putting in the right things into your mind and into your heart, without reading and listening to things and watching videos and things like this, and putting the right things in you. What you're going to get, you're just going to get the same as you had. So that house is not going to be strong enough. That structure is not going to be strong enough. So you've got to dig that house out. You've got to be able to dig down to the roots so you can dig deep. Because if you dig deep with that house there, you're going to destroy the house. And the house needs to be destroyed. So those are my three pieces of advice for you if you want to build something massive. If you want massive growth, if you want a skyscraper of dreams, if you have some big plans for yourself, one, plan for it. Put the right thing, plan for it. Make sure that you're putting the effort in to get to your next level and focus on the goals at hand and the dreams that you have at hand. Two, dig deep. Dig you out a strong foundation so that your skyscraper can stand and weather all weather. Think about it. Your dreams are going to happen. And when your dreams happen, you're building up that skyscraper, weather's going to come. And if you are not rooted in the ground properly, your dreams will fall. Because you will revert back to your comfort zone, to your comfort state that is easier to maintain so that you don't have to worry about your dreams anymore. You let them go. So don't worry about, you got to dig deep. Don't worry about what's going on right now. You have to plan for that weather. Remember planning? Plan for the weather. But the only way to plan for the weather is to dig deep before you go wide. You go up. Okay? And the last, so we're planning for it, we're digging deep for it, and then at the last piece, we've got to knock down that other structure that we have on our house, because right now it's taking up valuable real estate that could actually be built upon it, and you only get a certain amount of land. But if you've got a house on it and you're not willing to knock your house down, think about it. If you took a house right now and you have the framework of your house right now, whatever house you're in, framework of your house, you decide to add on another level. Maybe it's the second level, maybe it's the third level, right? And don't change any of the structure. It might be good, right? But let's say you get a little bit more, you want more. You add on another level. And then you try to add on another level. There's going to be a point where that structure and that base that you have for that house that you have built from the past, eventually it will no longer be able to sustain the height that you're trying to build. So you have to go out and you have to get the right things in you so that you can build that structure right by putting it deep, knocking down the house, and putting up strong foundations so you can build for your dreams. And that's all I have for you, ladies and gentlemen, today. I appreciate you being here. My name is DeMarcus Tunstall, and I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for being here, and I will see you tomorrow. Remember, plan for your dreams. Knock down that house that's sitting on your land so you can build it, and then absolutely build deep so you can build as high as you want to. And if you do that, nobody will be able to stop you, and you will be able to weather all the weather that comes your way. That's all I have. You guys have you ladies and gentlemen, have a blessed day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye now.